Hi. If you were here for my last rather impromptu video, then you know that I started talking about a few different things. I just kind of was throwing it out there, and after I got done with the video, I started to think that there's a lot about what I want to accomplish that isn't out there, that it kind of needs to be said so that you have a good idea of where I'm coming from, what I represent, what I believe in, even because what I'm asking for from a lot of you, if you're watching or if you're going through my area or my space, joining my community or any of that, is a fair amount of faith in who I am as a human being, really. Because when we try to connect with other people, we have to trust and we have to understand where they're coming from. We have to understand their area, what they're trying to represent. Until recently, my community, which is on school, was named Hearthkeeper's Circle. I created it partially because I'm a gamer from a really long time ago. I started out in EverQuest. I mean, the original EverQuest. I played Diablo when it was on its own little servers and you had to create them to bring your friends in before the internet had a lot of connections and things without you doing it yourself. So, I'm old, which is fine. It means I've been around this stuff forever. And so I really understand it, and I understand gamers. But I forget that other people don't understand us. When I created the hearth, I was using the term that I thought of, and until recently, when I had two different people who were part of my life and my community, had no real idea what I meant by that. When one friend looked up what hearth meant and Googled it, it just said that it was a whole bunch of stuff about kitchens and domestication and domesticated life, kind of like, that old 50s housewife kind of idea. And obviously she was not down with that at all. Someone else I knew didn't understand what I meant until I explained it. And if I have to explain it, then that's probably a problem, right? When I talk about the hearth, which is a really big thing in my world, you will see the term, you will see titles, you will see all sorts of things that relate to it or reference it. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, then you're not going to understand my world. So that's what this video is about, the hearth and the home. I call myself a hearth witch, which that just means that I like to feed you in a way. I like to cook. I like to do certain things. But bottom line to me, what it really means is that the hearth is sacred to me. What do I mean by the hearth? I don't mean just kitchen duty. I don't mean feeding people. I certainly don't mean domesticated 50s housewife. The hearth to me is the heart of a home. It is also the heart of society in a way, of everything. When we go out and about, what is one of the first things that we do? We create a campfire. We create our hearth, our home, where it's warm, inviting, where people gather. When I think of the hearth, I think of my grandparents' home, both of them. One had a potbelly stove in the living room that warmed the house, and my other grandparents had a bigger farmhouse where there was 3 or 4 fireplaces in it. There was one in the living room that heat up most of the downstairs, and there was one in their bedroom. It was that kind of place. There was a potbelly stove in one of the workshops. It was just the way of life. It was how we kept warm, and it's where we all gathered all the time. And I also think of those old general stores where they would have a stove and you'd see people playing checkers or gossiping or talking. It's where people went and gathered to find out the news of the day. The hearth isn't just about the little things. It's about bigger things. It's about community, and it's about belonging and acceptance and finding your kin, your people. So when I use the terminology and when I represent it or bring it out there, that is always where I'm coming from. It's where we tell our stories. It's where we rest. It's where we take care of ourselves. And when we share our hearth, when we invite someone to our hearth, we are inviting them into our home and around us. And that's really what it represents to me. It's a much bigger picture than just a cook stove. This is where I would kind of sit there and say, is there a place like that for you? Because for me, that's what I conjure up in my brain. Just warmth and belonging, community, family, taking care of each other. Is there a place like that for you that you just remember from when you were a kid, or do you have something similar? When you come into my world, I am welcoming you to my hearth, to my home, and I'm hoping that you find comfort in it and that I can take care of or listen to or give you that place where you can exhale and potentially be able to start your own path, your own hearth, your own healing if you need it, or even just to take a rest without any expectations, without anybody telling you what you have to do. So that is what the hearth is to me. And I want to welcome you to it. And I want to welcome you to continue the journey with me. I have some other videos that I'm going to be dropping about what I believe and how I go about things. So I warmly welcome you into my world. And I hope that you will stay. Take care.